for today, so you can go see Mandy, which wave your arm, Mandy, so they know who you are. And she will take care of you, okay? Yeah, I think so. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. It's good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but hey, you can see me, so it's kind of like I can see you seeing me. See? Let me take this opportunity to introduce my friend and your speaker, Lindy Phillips. Lindy is a true Texan, born and raised in the great state of Texas back in 1965 as Lyndon Wade Phillips. He's named after another fellow Texan and great President Lyndon Baines Johnson. Well, after LBJ left office, he was renamed Lindy. Not sure why. In high school, he graduated 5th in his class out of 8. It only took him 2 terms to get through college. Huh. Reagan and Bush. He's a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. So you know this guy got some serious magician skills. He's also a proud member of the Christian Comedy Association, the Texas Farm Bureau, and a proud member of Sam's Wholesale Club. He's not exactly what you'd like to call a PhD, but he's more of a PDH. That stands for post-dinner humorist. And he's here to help brighten your day with a reminder to laugh more, stress less. Please help me welcome my good friend from the great state of Texas, Lindy Phillips.
Yay! Thank you, good morning! Thank you, good morning. Cypher, how are you? Man, what a good-looking crowd you guys are. How'd you like George W.? Anybody believe that was him? That's my good friend John Morgan, who's been doing George W. ever since George W. was our governor. And he and I actually met on an American Airlines flight, and he was sitting in the back of the plane, and I'm reading my magazine, and you can see he was all decked out like President Bush. Well, I'm reading my magazine, and he moves up from the back of the plane to the seat across from the aisle of me, and out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, that's President Bush. And then reality set in like, no, he wouldn't be sitting in coach. And so I turned and I greeted him, and we just hit it off. We love to make people laugh. And I said, hey, would you do me a favor and make a video? He said, sure. He actually got to meet President Bush. Look at that. You know what President Bush said when he met him? I'm so sorry. And President Bush invited John to the SMU campus to his library. And so John got a private tour, and if you've been to that campus, you know that the Presidential Library, they have to scale Oval Office that is like at the White House. And so there's the desk that President Bush used all 8 years. So John got a picture behind that desk, and I said, send that to me. He goes, why? I said, I'm gonna have fun with it. So when I'm at a banquet or I'm in a crowd or I'm just anywhere and I'm feeling really ornery, I'll text John and I'll say, call me right now. Now we have an agreement, he won't ask why, and if he can call me, he'll pick up the phone and call me immediately, because this is how it displays on my iPhone. I'll say, excuse me, the president's calling, I gotta take this. So I have a lot of, you ought to have been around the first Christmas I used that, and my mom goes, so I have a lot of fun with that. Well, listen, how many born and raised Texans do I have in the room? Look at that. How many got here as fast as you could? The rest of you. Well, listen, I love my state. I've been in this, I'm born and raised here, been here 54 years of my life. I love this state. I go all over the country and I brag about the state of Texas. I love our state. It's a big state. People don't realize how big it is, especially up in the Northeast, up in Connecticut. I was speaking to that. They have no clue about us Texans. Zero clue. They have no clue that we're big either. I looked this up and told them that their state of Connecticut will fit in our state 48 times. Isn't that amazing? Look at this. Rhode Island will fit 221 times in our state. We have a big state. That's why when you and I look at the map, that's the way we see it. We're a bit prideful, aren't we? I love that. Now, I almost was not born in this great state. I was born as far in the northeast part of the Panhandle as you can go, probably somewhere you have never heard of in your entire life. Completely opposite of down here in the Houston area. I'm completely at the other end where I was born and raised in a little community of 400 people called Derzett, Texas. It is a German town settled by John Derzett. I looked this up, and Derzett in German means podunk. Because there's not a thing in that town. I mean, there's not even a Dairy Queen in that town. We have a flashing red light. See, look at that. It's just a small community. In fact, that right there at the edge, at the very top, is the end of the world. There is nothing past that. And you see those white things there to your right? Those are our elevators, grain elevators. That was my first job, was dumping wheat trucks. You know what my greatest accomplishment working there was? Peeing off the top of those. And I learned a valuable lesson that day because I got two of my guys, and they dared me, and we got up to the edge of that thing. It's a wonder we didn't die because the wind could have just come and knocked us off and we'd been dead. Well, we're sitting there just peeing off the top of that. All of a sudden we're like, it's raining. There's no cloud. We learned about updraft that day. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Love that little town. I grew up in the era of the Carol Burnett Show. Anybody remember the Carol Burnett Show? Saturday nights at 9 p.m. on CBS. And this guy right here, and in fact, he passed away on my birthday this last May. Tim Conway, I couldn't believe it. But I grew up watching him, realizing you could be funny and clean at the same time. And then I got into doing magic tricks when I was about 9 years old, and these two guys became my hero, David Copperfield, Doug Henning. But this woman right here became my greatest hero. She was amazing back in the day when women didn't do what she did. She got her bachelor's degree, her master's degree. She taught English, she coached women's basketball, was a principal and a superintendent. And she was my grandma. Yeah, thank you. She's one of those that she wasn't going to let society tell her what she couldn't do. And she went after it. And I love that about all of you. You can do that. You can do whatever you want. I love that. Whatever you put your mind to, whatever you put your heart to. And that's what she taught me. So she took me under her wing and she taught me how to speak properly and how to speak publicly. Because she wanted at least one of her grandchildren to do that. And when she found out I loved magic, this is what she did for me. My grandfather passed away when I was in 7th grade. So the year later when I was in 8th grade, she decided to take me and my sister to a place she'd never been, but she'd always wanted to go to with my granddad, but he had passed away before they could go. She wanted to go to Vegas. Now, she'd never been to Vegas. She just knew there was a lot of shows there and a little bit of gambling. But she wanted to go, but she wanted to take me because she surprised me. Now, I was in 8th grade. I was a 14-year-old young man going to Las Vegas. And this is why she took me to Vegas. She surprised me with tickets to the Siegfried and Roy show. These guys had the #1 magic show forever in Vegas from 70s to 80s until that white tiger around his neck attacked Roy during the show and it paralyzed him, ended their career. It was very sad. But they had up to that point the #1 show in really in the world. And so my grandmother got me 3 tickets. What she didn't know is there's a family show and a non-family show. And she got 3 tickets to the non-family show. And not only 3 tickets to the non-family show on the front row. But she was so excited, and I was so excited because these were my other heroes. I love watching these guys do magic, and they were just incredible showmen. So we're there at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. The music began. The curtain went up. Smoke filled the whole auditorium, and Siegfried made Roy appear with that tiger between his legs. I have no idea how they did it, but I was mesmerized. For the next 2 hours, 30 topless women danced in front of me. It was all over. My grandmother goes, "What do you think of the magic?" I said, "What magic?" She said, "Please do not tell your parents." First words out of my mouth, "I want to be a magician." And that's what I did. I got home and I started doing magic. I wanted to be a magician. And this is what I love about schools. And this is what I love about you. Because you invest in kids. You really do. Even in the nutritional areas, you invest in kids because you can make a difference every single day that those kids come through the line or meet you or greet you. Because I remember my school and I remember my cafeteria. I remember to this day, we'd walk into this door, and the very first person was Mrs. Cook. And she would always say, how in the world are you doing today, Lindy? I said, I'm doing good. I got a test today. She goes, I know. And she'd give me a little extra stuff on my plate. And I'd go to the next one, Miss McNeil. She'd do the same thing. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. She goes, here's a little bit of extra. I know you're having a tough day. Then we'd go to Miss Howard and Miss Balch. And by the time I had food up to here, by the time we got to the end of the plate. But they took care of me because they loved me. And this is what you can do as well. This is why I love growing up in a small town, but it doesn't matter what town. You can make a difference. Even in a big school like this, you can make a difference because you bring you wherever you go, just like those ladies did. I love that. So I started doing magic in school, and my teachers would let me, that's me doing a book report in that black and white photo right there. I'm doing a book report with a card trick. Because they just let me do it, and they let me, just as long as I did my book report. And then I did my first show when I was a freshman there in school, and all 400 of my town came out and watched me do 20 minutes. I love that. I'm going to show you the very first trick that I ever learned to do as a 9-year-old boy. I think I still have it. Yeah, I carry it around wherever I go. It's with this silver dollar. This is a 1974 silver dollar. I got this because you heard me just say Miss McNeil was one of the ladies that served me in the cafeteria line. She was also my bus driver, and she picked me up every morning. My sister and I picked me up every morning, took us to school, and then brought us back home after school. And one Christmas, she gave, I want to make sure I don't want to, ooh, there we go. She wanted to make sure that we got something for Christmas. So during Christmas of 1974, she gave all of us who rode her bus a silver dollar. And people go, wow, she must have been rich. I go, no, there were only 6 of us on her bus. Cost her a whopping $6 to do this. But I'm going to show you the very first trick that I learned to do. You're going to be totally amazed. Can I borrow your sweet hand right here? Here we go. Just turn it. You can stay seated. We're going to put it right there and put it in your hand just like that and hold it up. Wonderful. Now let's go all the way across. Just somebody over there raise your hand at the very end of this row. Just anybody. Doesn't matter. Just one person raise your hand. Just anybody. Raise your hand. There you go. Stand up. There you go. Stand up. Just stand up. Just stand up. Go ahead. Just stand up. No, you're fine. Go ahead. I saw you raise your hand. Just stand up. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good. Now just show everybody your hand's empty. Look, see her hand is empty. Now close it real tight. Now don't open it till I tell you. You're doing good. Here's my first trick as a 9-year-old boy. I'm going to cause this silver dollar to leave her hand, travel across your all's heads, and land in that young lady's hand right there. Now don't open your hand, sweetheart, till I tell you, okay? Are you looking at me? No, you're not looking at me? It's okay. Just keep it closed till I tell you to open it and keep yours closed, all right? Watch this. Be amazed as I was as a 9-year-old boy. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. The coin has vanished. It's now in her hand. Now, I'm going to put it back. 1, 2, 3. Open your hand, sweetheart. Open it. Open it. It's gone. Open this. It's back. Look, it's back. We got a few skeptics in the room here. Some of y'all look like my dad. My dad looked at me and went, that sucked. I'm like, gosh, Dad, that's harsh. He goes, no, that was bad. I said, but Dad, how does this work? He goes, I don't know. You're learning how to do this. Do y'all remember the days before Google? It's like, what did we do before Google? We actually went to the library and checked out library books, and we also checked out encyclopedias. And I learned how to do this trick, and I also learned how to do other tricks that has to do with your mind, and that's what it's all about. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. What's your name? Give her a round of applause. Come on. What's your name? Let's hear it for Gene. Gene and I are going to demonstrate to you how using your imagination is what this is all about when it comes to doing magic tricks. All right, so Gene, in my pocket here, I have this. Show everybody what it is. Hold it up high. And what is that, Gene?
It's a purse, huh?
Yes, and what's missing?
The purse.
That's right. It's actually there, it's just invisible. So use your imagination. Okay. So open it up. Take your fingers and get as many down in there as you can and grab what's in there. Go ahead and take your finger, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Grab it, take it out. There you go. Wonderful. Show everybody what is it. They can't see it. So tell them what it is. What is it?
It's invisible.
Well, well, just make something up.
It's money.
It's what?
It's money. Lots of money.
Money. Oh,
Money.
that's what all the women say is money. It's actually a deck of cards because I'm a magician. So it's a deck of cards. So I want you to take the cards and just shuffle them, all right? Just take them and shuffle them the best you can. Just go for it. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now she's good because they're still in the box. You're good. Take them out of the box.
Okay.
Throw the box away. Now take the cards, spread them face down on our invisible table. Yes. Oh, wow, there's a lot of cards. Now get rid of the two jokers. We don't need the two jokers. Get rid of the 1, 2. Now I'm impressed again because they're face down. You're good, Gene. No, I'm not that good, so I'm going to turn them face up. I'm going to get rid of the most chosen cards. Ask somebody today when you get back to the office or tomorrow, ask them to name a card. It's always an ace, usually the ace of spades, because I'm going to take out the ace of spades, ace of hearts, ace of clubs, and ace of diamonds. Throw them away. This is why we do that, because that's the most chosen cards are the aces, all right? But the rest of them are all there. I'm going to make this easy on you. I'm going to put all the hearts and diamonds in a pile, all the clubs and spades in the pile, all right? We've got 2 piles to eliminate. We're going to keep one and eliminate one. Hand me one. It doesn't matter what pile. Hand me a pile, all right? Hand me all of the piles right there. We'll get rid of them. What are these?
Those are clubs.
Clubs and spades. All the black cards we'll just put right over here, okay? That leaves the hearts and diamonds, all right? So we're going to gather those up. I'm going to take them, shuffle them, spread them, and I want you to choose one. Wait a minute. I won't look. Got one? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. Throw the rest of them away. Listen, we've narrated 52 cards down to this card. Remember, got rid of the jokers, got rid of the aces, but all the other ones are there, all right? So you've got a red card. It's a heart or a diamond. Got it. Show everybody what card it is. Show it. Yes. Tell them out loud. What is that card?
This is a queen of hearts.
Queen of hearts?
Yes.
That's correct. How did she know that's what I was thinking?
You're right.
Now, why did you think the Queen of Hearts? Because you like...
I'm a queen.
You're queen, that's right. And heart means love, right? So take your Queen of Hearts and fold her in half and fold her in half again. Yeah, and open this up, put it down in there. Yeah, just put it down in there. Put her down in there. Great, close it. Now, this is why I started doing magic tricks, because this is where it gets cool. Everything in the little purse is invisible, right? Until I snap my fingers and reach down in there, and then... This is where it gets weird. See, it came out of nowhere. Now, this would be amazing. What card did you choose? Queen of
Hearts.
Would this be amazing if this was the Queen of Hearts? If I open this up, it would be amazing. If it has changed.
No, it has to be a queen of hearts.
To the 4 die, can't change. Look at that, sweetheart. The Queen of Hearts. That's the best reaction I ever got. No, now this is why imagination works. So you're doing great. We're going to do this again because you're going to do, this is going to be fabulous. On our farm, I lived on a farm. We had lots of water because we had well water, okay? So we had lots of water. Excuse me, just and drink.
No, thank you.
Fine. Fine, fine, fine. Now, we also had lots of coffee cups because my dad loved coffee. So every time he got up, he was drinking coffee until the moment he went to bed. So we had coffee cups everywhere. So these are coffee cups. This one's empty and this one's empty. See, they're both empty? Hold on to this one because this one's actually going to be yours. And so I'm going to take the water and I'm going to fill a lot of water in there. I'm going to put a lot of water in it. Not all the way to the top, but most of it. It's going to come about right there. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take the cup of water. You're going to hold it up over your head like this. Yes. Now don't tilt it or squeeze it. It'll come out, but it's only about there, so it's not going to get you. Okay, there you go. Hold it up over your head. Perfect. Don't tilt it. There you go. Perfect. All right. Now, this is my cup, so I'm just going to put a little bit of water in it. because I know what's going to happen. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to test your ability to do several things at once. I know you're going to pass this test because in nutrition, you have to do a million things at once, right? Okay. Yes, you do. So I know you're going to do this well. So what's going to happen, I'm going to snap my fingers. You're going to count 3 steps forward. You're going to go 1, baby steps, 2, 3, and then you're going to go backwards, 3, 2, 1. Now don't go off the edge of the stage. Otherwise, show is over, all right? So we're not going to do that, all right? You ready? Out loud, 3 steps forward and count them out. Go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Yes, look at you. You didn't spill any. You are fabulous. You're doing great. Now, I need for you to make up a magic word. Give me a magic word.
Love.
Love. Ooh, I love that. Watch this. Here we go. I'll go first. Love. Watch. Ta-da! Hold it on. Magic! Now it's your turn. Oh no, hold it up. Take your other hand, reach over it and go magic. Just go over it, go magic. No, with your other hand. There you go. Okay, whatever. There you go. Now just turn it upside down on your head. No. Look, it worked. It worked. Let's give her a round of applause. Good job, sweetheart. You need to take a bow. Take a bow. That was awesome. She did fabulous. Give her another round of applause. Good job, Jean. Man, ladies and gentlemen, if I was a real magician, if I could really do magic, this is the #1 trick that I would do right here. Wouldn't that be good? Make it disappear. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as real magic, and I can't make it disappear. But here's the next thing. I'm going to teach you today not to ignore it, okay? I want to bring this awareness to you for this school year because I know it's stressful, okay? Life is just stressful. And here's the reason why I talk about it. Stress is like this battery. Stress can get into your life and it begins to deplete your ability to fight off sickness and diseases. See, you can be very healthy, you can do everything right. You can eat right, you can exercise, you can do all the good things that you need to do, but when stress comes in, it depletes your ability to fight off sickness so you can still get sick. And here's the way your body shows that you're getting stressed. Fatigues, headaches, upset stomach, muscle tension, change in eye. These are just a few of the ways that your body manifests that you're getting stressed. It's kind of like that check engine light on your car that keeps coming on and flashing. When this starts happening in your body, don't ignore it like that light on your dash. This is telling you you need to pay attention because there's stress in your life. And guess what? 77% of us are feeling that. So if there's 100 people that are stressed, 100 people in a room, 77 of them are feeling this in their bodies, all right? Here's another thing that kind of took me by surprise. 73% of us feel stressed psychologically. Now, how do you feel it psychologically? I understand you feel it physically, but how do you feel it psychologically? Well, Dr. Leslie Hart has studied this, and she came up with a term called downshifting. We know what that is in a car, from fourth to third to second to first, but what does that have to do with our brains? Well, how many of y'all have kids? Okay, time for truth. How many of y'all have ever been so mad at them that you couldn't think straight? Okay, that, according to Dr. Hart, is a downshifted state. See, you can become so angry, but you can become so stressed that your brain literally downshifts, and she calls it this. She calls it clouded thinking. Now, see, this is why it's very important to get on top of stress. Because if you get so stressed that you're not thinking correctly, that's where you make bad decisions for you, for your school, for your employer, for your family, and it can be a detriment to you. So we don't want that to happen, okay? Like this. That's a downshifted state right there. Somebody wasn't thinking that through. Now here's some causes of stress. Money is a cause of stress. It doesn't matter how much you have or how little you have or in between, money is just stressful. Here's another one. This is my lovely wife. We've been married 34 years. Yes. Our kids, thank you. Our kids are all grown out of the house. They're out through college, and we're having our first grandbaby this November, which I'm very, very excited about. But these are our kids now, Susie and Pepper. But the reason I show you that is because marriage, relationships, whether at work, at home, wherever, those are stressful. Okay, that's one of the causes of stress. Here's another one. These lovely children. God love our children, but they can suck the joy out of your life quicker than anything. They can, I don't know what happens, they can just turn on a dime, can't they? They can just suck the life out of you. Look at that. You know why? There's a dark side to them, man. Like this little girl got this marker from her grandma, Gigi. The next day she's like, Gigi, look what I drew. And this dog is like, boy, would you get some paper? Quit drawing on me. Whatever you do, do not give your son a marker on the toilet because there's too much downtime. Way too much downtime. And this guy. Now the reason I put this in there is because this actually made the news a couple of years ago. This is a gentleman, he's from Republic of China, and he was in South Korea visiting family. Well, while they were in the airport, his 4-year-old does that to his passport. Now, the reason it made the news is he went to board the airplane, and they would not let him board South Korean Airlines because they said, sir, that doesn't look like you. Isn't that crazy? And they wouldn't let him board. So he had to stay in South Korea while his family flew back to China, and then they had to send papers back to South Korea that had his original photo on it so he could get out of South Korea. It's crazy. So these kids are stressful. You don't think so? Look at that dog. If you don't think that dog is stressful, how many of y'all raise boys? Okay, you know that can happen, all right? Look at this, there's one in every crowd. These kids are so stressful. This boy right here, look at this. This is the big brother. He just got through picking on his little brothers. This little brother's so mad, but he knows he can't beat up big brother, so he takes situations in his own hands, and this is what he does. Yeah! Big brother's like, oh my God! Children are stressful, aren't they? That's another source, all right? So you got money, you got relationships, you got children, family, and then these. These are unexpected stresses that just happen every day. I hate these right here. These are the ones that just go. You're not prepared for these. They come out of nowhere. Number one cause of stress. Anybody want to guess? Yeah, that's right, work. Because that's what we do most of the time that we're awake, we're at work. That's why when it comes to vacations, you and I look like this. Yes, going on vacation. You know why? Because there's so much stress there, it's time to get away from that and relax. That's why after vacation, and you come back on Monday morning, you're like this. Oh. I don't want to go back there. I think I cannot get out of bed. It's true, isn't it? It is true. Because there's so much stress, because that's the number one source of stress in our life is work. So I'm going to give you some ways today to reduce stress, okay? Here's why it happens. This stress stuff, it is a booger sometimes because you can be balancing life and everything and it just creeps its way into your life, all right? Now, it's okay to have some stress because you're never going to have no stress. Your body needs a little bit of stress to work at its peak level. So you're going to have a little bit of stress, and that's what you look like with a little bit of stress. But when you get too much stress, it begins to make you look like that. And this is way too much stress. That's way too much stress. That's called extreme or chronic stress. Look what it does to your body. It does. Now, this right here, extreme or chronic stress, this is the most dangerous stress you can have. Let me tell you why. Chronic or extreme stress, and 33% of us are at this level. And this is why I want to bring attention to this, because out of 100 people, 33 people are at this level, and this is the most dangerous to your life. And I'm talking life. Because at a high stress, here's what this is. This is when you're at a high rate of stress for a long period of time. It's called extreme or chronic stress. And you never come down from it, and you're at a high level. This is why it's so dangerous. See, your body is amazing creation by God to do this, to heal itself. So when you start getting stressed, your body has this wonderful mechanism in it. It's called cortisol and adrenaline. And what happens is when the body sees the stress level going up, your body starts dumping cortisol and adrenaline to bring the stress levels down. Pretty cool. But here's what happens. If you don't ever allow it to work because you're at a high rate of stress for a long period of time, then the problem is your body's dumping all the time cortisol and adrenaline, too much cortisol and adrenaline. So too much of a good thing begins to harm your body like this. Too much cortisol and adrenaline will affect your blood pressure, your heart, and cause anxiety and depression. So that which was supposed to heal you now begins to be your enemy because you're at this high rate of stress and you're not allowing it to come down. Okay? It's also, extreme and chronic stress is linked to the 6 leading causes of death: heart disease, cancer, lung ailments, accidents, cirrhosis of the liver, and suicide. So it's a very important thing to think about, because at 33%, when people ask me, why do you do what you do? One is I love to hear you laugh, because I'm going to tell you in a minute why that helps you. But two, if there's anybody at this level, I want you to come down from that level, because I don't want you to be taken out too early in your life. I want you to live long. I want you to be prosperous, okay? So that's the reason why we're talking about this today. So we're going to do a little bit of a stress test today, okay? Just a simple stress test. You know, you were such a good presenter a while ago. Yes, you were. What's your Thomas? Give Thomas a round of applause. Come on, Thomas. Come on, buddy. Come on around there. Come on. You did good. You did great. Come on up here, buddy. You did so good, you're going to do well on this next thing. I know you're going to do good, all right? So give Thomas another round of applause. You're like, why did you choose me? Why did you choose me? No, because Thomas, now, okay, so are you with the A school or for the whole school?
For the whole school.
The whole school, okay. And what's your title? It didn't show it on there. Oh, you don't even know what your title is.
Recruitment and retention specialist.
Recruitment and retention. Wow, that's a stressful thing, isn't it?
Not as much.
Not
as
as
I
much.
had in mind.
And you're, oh, okay. So you brought the stress levels down. Okay. Well, here's what I know what stresses people out by what they carry in their pockets. Not this one, but this one. Let's empty that pocket and let's see what's stressing you out. Mr. Thomas, driving. Oh my gosh, driving in Houston. I live in Dallas-Fort Worth. Driving in either one of those can just make the stress levels go up. In fact, I learned this when I moved to Dallas-Fort Worth 12 years ago. You know what I learned, Thomas? People do not wave with all their fingers. I bet they don't out here in Houston either. What else you got? Thomas, see what else you got in your pocket. Let's empty it. I'll tell you what's stressing you. Whoa, 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 Mr. Thomas. Dude, you say you're not stressed. But this tells me otherwise. Dude, you're stressed. But here's the cool thing. Thomas is doing something about it. He gets stressed. He just puts them on. He's like, oh, I'm so much better. Hey, you know what? We don't judge, do we? We do not judge. To each his own. So we don't judge, all right? If this is what you do, this is what you do. But Thomas is like, everybody's wondering, Thomas, what is your color? Oh, hot fudge. You little animal, you. Wow. Well, we're going to do this, Thomas. We're going to bring the stress levels down, all right? And here's how we're going to do it, all right? Just stay right there. I've got this for you. You're going to dub this. These are handkerchiefs, all right? These are American-made handkerchiefs, Thomas, made right here in the good old United States of America. They're called stress-free handkerchiefs. I'm going to shake them out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie them together just like this. And then, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass them through your body. Let me rephrase that, Thomas. Yeah. He's going, no, you're not. We're going to magically pass them through your body because we don't have time for the other. Plus that knot is a killer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it just down the front of your shirt, just like that, just like a bib. It just looks like a bib, right? Just like that. Wonderful. Now, those of you that are like taking pictures, that's a good picture right there. Isn't that good? That's a good picture. Now,
No pictures.
no pictures, all right. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Now this is very weird, but you're wearing a belt, right? So if your pants fall, will your pants fall down if I undo this? I mean, if I undo this, will your pants fall?
No, I hope not.
He says he hopes not. That is not a guarantee for me. So we're not going to do that. Because normally I would do that, it would help them relax. So here's what we're going to do instead. Stand right there. I'm going to play some music. Here's what I want you to do, Thomas. I want you to go somewhere in your mind where you can just escape, where you go when you put your lipstick on. Oh, that's a good one. Put your hands out. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh. We're on top of the world, Thomas! Thomas, let's just do this. Here we go. On the count of three, I'm going to pull these right through your body, just like that. It's going to pass through your body, and all that stress I just put in your body is going to come out. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, Thomas, you are so stressed. He needs to do what my granddad taught me. Eat a bread muffin, let it go. Here we go, Thomas. Open your arms up. I'm just going to pull them through your body. It won't hurt. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Be free, Thomas. What is that? What? Oh my gosh. Thomas, you need a vacation. Give Thomas a round of applause. You did good, buddy. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Thomas, you were such a good sport. You know what? I have a feeling that's going to show up on Facebook today somewhere. Hey, Thomas, you were such a good sport. You really was good. I'm going to make you something. I'm going to hand make you something, baby. What's your favorite color? Out loud. What's your favorite color? Yellow. Great. Here's what we're going to do. Ouch. When I was a little kid, I didn't know you could blow these up because I couldn't. And even today as an adult, I can't blow these up. I don't know how you blow them up. So when I was a little kid, the very first balloon animal that I made, Thomas, was a pregnant worm. My dad was not impressed. As my mother wasn't either. And so they bought one of these, and so it actually solved the first problem, but it created a second problem. Because here's the second problem. See, it aired this thing up, but then I realized you got to twist these things. And I'm like, oh, that's going to pop. So the second balloon animal I made was a snake with a really long tongue. And I used to have a lot of fun with this snake because my dad would come in from plowing all night and he would sit in his chair and he would just snore so loud he'd wake us all up. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to show him. So he's snoring one night, he wakes me up, I blow this up, I sneak down behind his chair and I do this. right there. Okay, Thomas, I think that one's dead. I think I killed it. What was your favorite color, Thomas? Orange, great. Here's what we're gonna do. Now I gotta do this right because there's nothing else in the bag, so I want you to go home with, because you were such a good sport up here, I want you to go home with a gift. So I'm gonna make you a gift. What is your favorite animal, or just name an animal, it doesn't matter to me, anything. A dog, thank you so much. That is all I know how to make, Thomas, so thank you. That's all you were gonna get anyway, all right? You can call it whatever you want, but you're getting a dog. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the balloon into a dog, but here's the cool thing about this dog, Thomas. This dog does tricks. Let me show you the tricks that it does, that it will do, I should say. And you don't have to feed it or water it. It just sits in your office, and when you get stressed, don't reach for that lipstick anymore. You can reach for this dog, because this dog will give you a minute or two of stress-free fun, all right? Look at that little poodle. So here's what you do. When you get stressed, you just pull that little poodle out and you look at it. If it speaks to you, you go to the doctor. You're way past stressed, okay? But if it doesn't speak to you, here's the cool thing. Now you have to help it out, okay? It does tricks, but you have to help it out. See, look, it sits up. Look at that. It rolls over. It'll even play dead. Play dead. Doggone. I got caught up in the moment, Thomas. Here's your doggy bag. No, I'll fix that in a minute. I don't want you to go home with that. I want you to go home with something better than that. I'll give you something better than that. But here's the thing. I want to show you this because this is what stress does to your body. And I don't want that to happen to any of you, okay? So let me give you 6 ways. You don't even have to write these down. You can if you want, but you're probably already doing most of these, all right? Or you can take a picture of the screen when they all 6 get up there. But did you know it is medically proven that when you listen to music, your stress levels literally go from here down to here? Isn't that amazing? You just thought listening to music was something to do on the way home. It actually is medically proven to bring the stress levels down, which is pretty cool. Here's another one. Exercising and walking. There's so many good things about exercising and walking, but look at this. They've studied this. Look at this. The Anxiety and Depression Association of America says this. Do you don't have time to work out several hours? The ADA psychologists say that a 10-minute walk can relieve stress, anxiety, and depression just as well as a 45-minute visit to the gym. So when you're really stressed, if you can just go out and walk 10 minutes, I'm telling you, bring your stress levels down. So exercise and walking. Here's another one, reading and learning. Just casual reading, but also what you're here today learning about. And every time they bring you together to teach you to do your job better, that brings your stress levels down, okay? It's also important. There's a great proverb. Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. So always be ready to learn. Here's another one. Prayer and meditation has been proven. And if you're really stressed, prayer and medication. Vacation is an important one. Now, let me tell you why this is important, especially to us guys. Guys, for some reason, we feel like we don't need a vacation. And when we do take a vacation, we're like, we'll just work on vacation. Here's why that's not important. Dr. Leslie Hart, I quoted earlier, she did a study with the Framing Heart Institute. And this study determined that men at risk for cardiovascular disease who skipped vacations over a 9-year span were 30% more likely to suffer heart attacks than individuals who just took 1 week a year off. It is very important for your body to rest. You see, it was designed to rest. You've got to give it time to rest. And if you don't, guess what? It will make you rest. And you know how? By getting sick, and you are now on your back and you have no say-so about it. So don't wait for that to happen. Take that vacation, allow your body to rest and reset and bring the levels down. They also found out that us Americans who take regular vacations were happier, healthier, more satisfied with our jobs and relationships. So vacations are important. Number 6 is my favorite. Now there's more ways than 6. I just do 6 because I'm a simple guy and I just like to learn simple things, okay, that can really make a big effect and a big difference. So these are six simple ways. The 6th one is laughter, what we've been doing today. It has been proven to help you. Let me show you how. Well, this is another proverb. Merry heart does good like medicine. And that is so true. And they've studied this, and here's what they found out. that laughter will relax your whole body. And if you have too much cortisol because you're high stressed and you've got too much cortisol in your body, laughter will bring your cortisol level down, which is pretty amazing. It will also help you feel better. In fact, Cancer Centers of America have laughter therapy in their chemotherapy. And the reason being is they found this after a study, that people who are getting chemo, if they're laughing, number one, they don't feel the pain as much, and number two, they heal faster. Isn't that amazing? And here's my number one, and what I think is my favorite reason to laugh, is it boosts your immune system. It will literally help you get well or stay well, and here's how. Your wonderful body has gamma interferon T cells and B cells. These are proteins and cells that fight disease and sickness. In fact, they're being multiplied in your body right now. But here's the cool thing. When you laugh, they multiply at 30 to 35% faster. So while you're laughing, you're literally building your wall of immunity up so you don't get sick, which I think is amazing. Dr. Contreras says 1 minute of laughter will boost your immune system significantly for 24 hours. Isn't that amazing? Some of you laughing today, you're good all week. Canadian Journal of Cardiology, they did a study with folks who'd had heart attacks. And all they did was give them 30 minutes of laughter a day in this study. That's it, 30 minutes of laughter. And here's the results. Less likely to have a second heart attack. And here's the cool thing. Their blood pressure and their medication went from here down to here. Now let that soak in. Their blood pressure and their medication, just from laughing 30 minutes a day, went from here down to here. Now there's a truth in there that we need to get, that laughter is good and we need to laugh more. But I know what you're thinking. Where in the world could I find 30 minutes of laughter a day? And I say, go to Walmart. We do. We're there about 2 or 3 times a week. Our whole paycheck just goes to Walmart. I went to Walmart one day and saw that. I thought, that's funny. And so here's what I've learned to do, and here's what I learned to teach people. Look around. It's everywhere. Humor is everywhere, and you can find it anywhere. I find it driving down the road looking at signs. This is a sign, babies and children, buy 2, get 3 free. This bridge will be closed for 1 day between October 17th and 28th. I hope you know what day that is. And I am not going swimming in that creek. I'm going to tell you that right now. I am not going swimming there. I love truth in advertisement like these guys. Wise guys haircuts. If we can't make you look good, you ugly. This year, thousands of men will die from stubbornness. No, we won't. If your dog poops, pick it up, please. Okay, where do you want me to take it? Right over here? Just put it right there. Now, this is a funeral home in upstate New York. If it was in Texas, here's how we would say it. Am I gone? Now, if you're Italian, you know that it's amagone. But in Texas, it would be, am I gone? My wife, when she saw me had that in my presentation, she sent me this one. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord, when I die, please don't let her go 1 mile further. Just kick me out in the landfill. And my father-in-law passed away a month ago, and we were out at the graveside. And God has always reminded me how important it is to laugh. And I look over after we've had his graveside. I look over, and this is a family named Laughter. And I just thought, man, he's always reminding me to laugh. We just need to laugh, right? That's a better last name than this. This is John and Maria Dumfart. Poor Maria. She got married. I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Dumfart. Autocorrect. Don't you hate autocorrect? I hate it. This guy hates it on his sign out front. Autocorrect has become my worst enema. Things that tell the truth. I didn't know this. Things that this sign taught me. 3 things that tell the truth. Small children, drunk people, and yoga pants. Elk City, Oklahoma. I went there to speak. All around Oak City, there's this sign. We are a bird sanctuary. I finally asked somebody, where's the bird sanctuary? He points across the street right there. Swimming or septic tanks, pumps, swimming pools filled, not the same truck. Now, these guys have a great sense of humor. I love that people have a great sense of humor, especially when you're driving down the road and you may be stressed from coming home from a stressed day at the job. These guys want to help you out. This is a septic tank service, father and son. Underneath the phone number, we haul milk on the weekends. I'd be driving there going, we ain't drinking milk ever again, honey. And I fly and travel all the time. I'm not going to fly this airline. Do you know why? Because this is normal seating. This is we don't care about you seating. Free air conditioning. And I see everything in airports. This is a guy that was walking through the airport. He's a pilot, and it was Halloween last year, and he was going to this next plane, and this is what he was doing. Just going to the next plane. Great sense of humor. And then I went to Montana, went into this little, flew into this little airport, and I'm walking by the pilot lounge. I go, whoa! And then beware where you're standing in an airport. These guys were waiting on somebody, and they had no idea what they were in front of. No clue what was in front of them. You might want to peek over and see what's on the other side. And ladies, this lady got off the airplane. She had a neck pillow, and she attached it to her purse. Don't do that, especially if it's that color. She's just walking to the airport like, why is everybody looking at me? And I stay in some hotels. I'm telling you, I stay in some strange hotels. This one was not the this was the crewless hotel. Look at this. That's just cruel. Cruel. And I just don't understand people today. Look at this guy. He bought this from Home Depot. It's got wheels. Roll the thing. And then this one, look at this beautiful door. Look at all that glass. And they put in a peephole. Come on, people. Hey, somebody's at the door. Who is it? I don't know. Let me look through the peephole. Oh, I love this. This is a church. This is a church in Florida. Now, don't you think the architect, after they built it, the architect and the builder would have stood back and went, you know, something doesn't look right. I don't know what we need to change, but something doesn't look right. This is known as the first church of the stunned chicken. But they've embraced it. It's on their logo now. Look at that. They've embraced it. It's everywhere. And I love this church. I'd love to be a member of this church because people say, where do you go to church? What's the name of it? I'm like, I don't know. All I know is it ain't Peter's church. It ain't Peter's church. And the Catholics, if you're a Catholic, you guys have a great sense of humor. This is a Catholic church up in Chicago. It was Lent season, and this is what they put on their sign. Lent is coming. Get your ash in church. Now that's funny, people. If you're going to buy a Bible, buy this one. You know why? It is a signed copy. Wow. And this guy, he joins the YMCA, and they ask him, how did you hear about the YMCA? And he checks the other, and he writes, village people. It worked. Let me tell you something. Make sure that you know how to use abbreviations and use them well, because I am not going to buy ass fudge. Not going to do it. Nor am I going to buy tasty ass crackers. I'm not going to buy that either. You got to learn how to do this, people. Now, this is an English tutor here in the state of Texas, in Austin of all places, and I'm going to tell you, you get what you pay for. So these next slides are dedicated to this lovely person. Like, I went into a restaurant to wash my hands before we were going to go eat. I went to the bathroom. I went to dry them. I couldn't dry them because the towel dispenser was broke. And this is South Bend, Indiana. This made it all the way to to all of the signs around South Bend. 15 best things about our pubic schools. And I thought that was a mistake, and I Googled it. No, it's no mistake. It made it all the way to the signs. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. Congratulations on your weeding. Happy birthday, loser. It's supposed to be Lisa. Super Bowl. Not eating that one, okay? And listen, you can't make this stuff up. This lady came up to me after one of my presentations. She said, oh, you got to put this in your presentation. She said, this husband of mine, I was gone, and he took this message for me, and this is how he wrote it down. Honey, someone from the gynecologist called. They said the Pabst beer is normal. I didn't know you liked beer. And I'm telling you, if I come up to this guy's property, I don't care if it's 100 miles around his property. I'm going 100 miles around his property. I'm telling you that right now. And if I come up to this sign, I take my kids to this sign or to this Easter egg hunt, I'm going, nope, we ain't doing that one. No. Now this is, I love Popeye's chicken. This is before they got the new sign. This was the old sign that they had, and somebody, bless their hearts, they were putting the sign up, and this is what, for $2.99, you get a jalapenos chicken poopers. This was right alongside the road. A guy puts a sign up, need drit. Somebody drove by and went, what is drit? Where's your punctuation? Like that even matters. And then this next guy comes, need signs, drit cheap, spelling free. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you can find something to laugh about every day. Our toilet went out. We went to Home Depot. We're looking at toilets, which is not a funny thing to do, but all of a sudden I'm laughing out loud, and my wife's like, why are you laughing? I said, honey, it's not the toilet. It's the sign at the bottom. Ask an associate for a demonstration. I was going to get on the microphone and go, we need a number 1 or 2 on aisle 3. But I didn't. And then my doorbell went out, and I went to Lowe's. I found this doorbell. It's a wireless doorbell. I didn't care how many melodies it played. I grabbed it, got home, and I was opening it up, and I turned it over, and it listed the 2 melodies on there. Ding, dong, and ding. Like, really? Really? Now these next 2 people, and then I'm coming to an end here. These are my favorite people. They have a great sense of humor. This grandma bought a Mickey Mouse shirt, and this is the way she wore it to church the next Sunday. I love it. I love it. And then this is a guy in Canada. He owns an electric and plumbing company. He just goes around waving at everybody, hey, how you doing? That's a great sense of humor. That's a great sense of humor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been absolutely great today. Here's one of my reasons for being here today. One, I want to bring your stress levels down, all right? I want to put a smile on your face, but I want to bring your stress levels down, all right? So I want you to take a picture of that if you hadn't taken a picture of it, but I think you can remember those. They're really simple and easy to remember, okay? Because I really want you to live longer. I don't want stress to do this to your body right here. Because if you'll just take a proactive approach and do something about it, here's what's happening. Your body may even feel like this today because of stress, but if you'll start the reverse process of it, here's the cool thing that your body will do. It will recover, and this is what will happen. I'm gonna do a little, let's hope it's a little mouth to mouth here. Here we go. Here's what your body will do, ladies and gentlemen. It will recover. Look at that. That's right. It will recover. Mr. Thomas, this is yours right here. Thank you, buddy. And you know what? You were such a good sport. I'm going to give you, let's see, I think I've got a few. Oh, look, I've got a 20. I've got a 20 bucks. I'm going to give you 20 bucks. Go and have lunch on me. Yeah, you bet. Oh, it came out of your wallet. It's your wallet. There you go. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you
All right, everybody. One more round of applause for Lindy Phillips. I do think, with the exception of Dr. Sneed, I think everybody probably enjoyed that presentation. All right, so we are getting ready to dismiss. So I've got a dismissal schedule for you. So we're going to dismiss in groups so that we all don't overwhelm everything. Mandy, if you did not sign the paper or get your badge, Mandy is headed back to the lobby area, so she'll be out there at a table. Hold on, it's taking me a second here. Okay, so first off, the Food Production Center staff who came on the shuttle buses, you may go. Get back on your buses. You don't need to clock out because you'll be clocking out at your regular time when you return to the Food Production Center. This is also for drivers, warehouse, maintenance, vending. Anybody else who's going to the FPC with a regular 8-hour schedule, you can go, live your life. I hope you had fun. Have a great school year. So let's let them get out and then we'll talk about them. Okay, so managers, assistant managers, and backup managers, you will go back to your unit for the rest of your schedule. You don't need to clock out at the Berry Center because you're going to clock out at the end of your regularly scheduled shift at your unit. So that's managers, assistant managers, backup managers. Everybody got that? Okay. Finally, all other food service workers, you will need to clock out here at the Berry Center before you leave. And we are going to dismiss you kind of in sections. Once you are clocked out, and this is food service workers, once you're clocked out, you are done for the day. You can go home and enjoy your last little bit of freedom before the children start coming back. So we're going to go in sections. So my folks who sat down front here and didn't hide up in the shadows in the corners, we're going to let you go first. So we're going to go this middle section right in front of me. You guys can get up and go. Thank you for coming. If you are an MIT or manager in training, today is a calendar day, so you will also go to the unit that you are assigned to and finish out your day there. right. Now we are going to go to the folks right here. Y'all can go. Just try not to overwhelm the exits. Would you like the microphone, Susie? Because you seem to have a lot to say. If you are a food production worker, you will need to clock out. Or else do an edit sheet later. But I don't think you want to do that. You'll be one to clock out. So yes, everyone who is a food production worker and therefore will be clocking out here today, the time clocks are in the back there. So that's where you will need to go. Not out here where there are no time clocks. So it's starting to clog up back there. So the rest of us, we're just going to sit down and take a moment and relax. We're not going to get nervous. All right, so I see some of you coming down from that side that has not been dismissed. I see you there. Go ahead and take your seat until you're dismissed. Yes, you're the ones I'm talking to. Those who are standing there trying to dismiss yourselves, go ahead and go find your seat. All right, now we're going to go with this section. So again, if you are going back to your unit, which means that you are the manager, the assistant manager, the backup manager, or a manager in training, you can just go and you're going to punch out there. If you are a food service worker and therefore are not going back to your unit today, you will have to proceed to the rear of the arena where you will be punching out today. Okay, so now the group over here, you guys can start to get up and make your way towards the exit. But if you have to punch out, you need to go that way. If you don't have to punch out, I would suggest coming through this way and heading back to your unit from here where there's no line. And then my very faithful, attentive friends here who have been patiently waiting. Just wait a couple minutes more. I will say, if you are going back to your unit from this side, so if you're the manager, assistant manager, backup, you can go ahead and go out this way. You guys who need to punch out, just wait a minute because you're going to be stuck in a line there.